What is going on, everybody? This is the Negro Shotty, and today I kind of want to talk to you guys about the Nintendo Switch, about Mario Kart 8, and why Nintendo should be dominating, but they're not. Now, recently we got the news that the Nintendo Switch has sold basically more than the Wii U did in its first year. The Nintendo Switch sold 2.74 million units worldwide since its launch, and that's good. That's good in comparison to the Wii U. And I believe they said that the Nintendo Switch is the best. I guess the best selling. I guess it's the best Nintendo launch. It's the best Nintendo console launch of all time. I believe that was the headline that I read. And so I feel like right now, because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of Nintendo fans and Nintendo fanboys. There's a lot of Nintendo fans and Nintendo fanboys out there already celebrating this bit of news. And I really don't think that it's that impressive. Like I think that by Nintendo standards, that's impressive. Like if you're comparing it to just the Wii U, then that's good. Like they're doing a lot better than what they did with the Wii U. There's no arguing that they're doing way better than what they did with the Wii U. However, I think it's too early to celebrate. It's way too early to celebrate. There are people already jumping on anybody who was basically saying that the Nintendo Switch was going to fail. And I was one of those people that said the Nintendo Switch is going to fail, and I still believe it. I still stand by it. I went to a GameStop recently, and I started talking to one of the guys behind the counter, and we got into this whole discussion about the Nintendo Switch. And even he thinks that, even he thought that basically the Nintendo Switch was going to be successful. I was like, this thing is gonna fail. It's gonna end up like the Wii U again. But apparently, because I asked him about the pre-orders, he said that basically GameStop is getting a lot of pre-orders, and even right now, it's kind of hard to find a Switch. And you know how Nintendo is with their artificial demand, and how they basically only send out like a few consoles to stores to kind of make it seem like there is so much demand for their product, when there really isn't that much demand for their products. Because they do this with everything. I believe Nintendo does this with like everything that they do this with every console that they release, and I think every hardware device that they release. And so with the Nintendo Switch, I feel like the sales are good in comparison to the Wii U, but it's not doing PlayStation 4 numbers that I think. And I don't like. There's been a lot of people. There's been a lot of analysts out there saying that the Nintendo Switch will sell. Like I think there was this one analyst that said the Nintendo Switch will sell like 8 million or 6 million by the time the Nintendo Switch is done as a console. And I believe that is ludicrous. I don't think that's happening. I think there's a lot of people that think the Nintendo Switch is gonna be another Wii, and it's not gonna be another Wii. If you think that this is gonna be another Wii, you're fooling yourself. But so far, it's gotten a lot of good critical reception with Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild sold. Actually, Breath of the Wild ended up selling more than the Switch, and that's probably because there's people buying the collector's editions. There's people buying the game that don't even have the Switch, which is weird. But I guess there are people that are planning to buy a Switch, but they can't buy a Switch because of Nintendo's artificial demand, and so it's hard to find a Switch. So I guess there's a lot of people that are buying Zelda, and maybe there are people buying Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Maybe there are people that are buying this new Mario Kart remaster, but they don't have a Switch, and they're just waiting to get a Switch. And with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I believe it just came out last week. The game sold 459,000 copies, which makes it the fastest selling Mario Kart of all time. That doesn't surprise me, because all of the because like I want to say even even on like the Mario Kart on the DS, the old Mario Kart on the DS, it sold very well. Like Mario Kart always sells well. Mario Kart and Pokemon, those are like Nintendo's golden eggs. And honestly, for me, because I've played Mario Kart 8 before, I did not like it. Mario Kart 7 was garbage. And really, I feel like the whole Mario Kart series, to me personally, is very irrelevant. Like there hasn't been a good Mario Kart since Mario Kart Double Dash, man. There really hasn't. But as far as the Mario Kart sales goes, I'm pretty sure a lot of those sales is from people who didn't get to play Mario Kart 8 the first time when it was on the Wii U, because a lot of people didn't own a Wii U. And like I said before, it could be because some people don't own a Switch, but they already want to buy the game, like what a lot of people are probably doing with Zelda. So yeah, the Mario Kart 8 sales, that doesn't really surprise me. But here's the thing, because like I said earlier, a lot of people, a lot of Nintendo fanboys, they are so happy right now. They are really acting like this Nintendo Switch is going to be another Wii U, and it's not. I mean they're acting like it's going to be another Wii, and it's not going to be another Wii. It's going to be another Wii U, and if it's not going to be another Wii U, it's definitely, like, I think it's definitely done better than the Wii U at this point. But I think it's gonna suffer the same, like it's gonna have the same problems that the Wii U had. I mean, look at the status of the Switch's lineup right now. I mean, we are already seeing history repeat itself with Nintendo a little bit right now, because there's gonna be these droughts. I'm already gonna tell you, there's gonna be some dry seasons. Like, really, if you don't care about Mario Kart right now and you own a Switch, or you already beat Mario Kart 8 and you already own Mario Kart 8 and you don't care about Mario Kart Deluxe, if you don't care about the Mario Kart remaster, like, what are you playing? Like, especially if you beat Zelda. If you beat Zelda and you don't care about Mario Kart 8, I mean, what the heck are you playing on your Nintendo Switch? You probably already put your Nintendo Switch down. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that have already put their Nintendo Switch down. It's gonna be a lot of droughts, like I said. I think the next big game for the Nintendo Switch is, I believe, in June. I believe ARMS is coming out, either ARMS or Splatoon. It's either ARMS or Splatoon is coming out in June or July. And then after that, we don't know when Mario Odyssey is coming out. And I'm pretty sure Mario Odyssey is probably coming out probably November, probably December, probably in the holiday season. So from maybe like June or July up until December, we don't know what Nintendo is planning. And then they already announced that Nintendo is not doing a E3 conference, which I think is a mistake. And it bothers me that Nintendo, like, this should be the point in time where Nintendo comes back to E3 and starts doing the conference again, and starts to really control the message of the Nintendo Switch and their lineup, because that conference, that presentation that they did in January wasn't doing them any favors. Like, that presentation was horrible, and those Nintendo Directs that they do, the Nintendo Treehouse and crap that they do at at E3 every year. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't tune into that, and so they're really gonna be losing out on capturing different people that aren't like really big Nintendo fans. Whereas if they had a Nintendo like E3 press conference, I think that they would be able to really reach a lot more people and really be able to tell a lot of people about what games are going to be coming to the Switch, and that's the big thing, because what games are coming to the Switch. I mean, we already know about Splatoon 2, we already know about ARMS and Mario Odyssey and Xenoblade, but I don't think Xenoblade is coming this year. But other than that, I mean, we don't really know what's coming to the Switch. And then it's crazy because, again, a lot of people already think Nintendo is dominating, but they really aren't dominating. They really aren't. They're, like I said, they're doing better, but at the same time, they're not doing as good as they should be doing. And that is what bothers me, because some people already have looked at my videos in the past and have already called me a fanboy. I don't know what I'm supposed to be a fanboy of. If I'm supposed to be a Sony fanboy, first of all, I've talked about Sony, I've talked about Microsoft, and I've talked about Nintendo. I'm talking about Nintendo now. I would love to talk about Nintendo in a good light, but it's kind of hard to talk. It's kind of hard to talk positively about Nintendo when they keep doing stupid stuff. I don't approve of their business practices and some of the things and some of the decisions that they have made in the past and even recently. So it's like I can't really speak positively on them. I can't really speak positively on them, really. But going back to what I was saying before about the analyst predictions, the fact that there were even a lot of analysts coming out saying that the Nintendo Switch will sell 40 million units by 2020, and then there was another guy that said that the Nintendo Switch is projected. Okay, yeah, the Nintendo Switch is projected to sell 5 million units in 2017. This information I'm getting via GameSpot, but honestly, Nintendo should be doing a lot better. And I don't think that the analyst predictions are correct. I don't think the Nintendo Switch will sell 40 million units. I think they'll be lucky to sell maybe 2.4 million, because that is where the PlayStation 4 is at. I think it's okay. No. Okay, so the PlayStation 4, and I'm looking right now as I'm doing this video. I'm kind of looking through articles and stuff. But the PlayStation 4 has sold 53.4 million so far, and I think 6.2 million worldwide. I think I don't know how accurate those sales are, but that is according to Forbes, and this Forbes article is from January 5th, 2017. So it's obviously outdated, but I think the PlayStation 4, like I don't think the Nintendo Switch will ever catch up to the PlayStation 4, and I don't think it's gonna sell 40 million units like the analysts, like one of the analysts predicted, and the projection of the Nintendo Switch selling 5 million. I don't see that either. 5 million, the Nintendo Switch selling 5 million in 2017. I'll be surprised if it does. If the Nintendo Switch sells 5 million in 2017, then I will say that as far as sales goes, it's not a failure. It's not a failure in terms of sales. Just like the Wii wasn't a failure in terms of sales, but in terms of software, and that's the problem, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's gonna be is Nintendo gonna have that same problem with droughts? And as we're seeing now, and as we're going to see, they're going to have a problem with droughts over and over and over. Dry seasons dry seasons with no games or barely any games and barely any first party games. And uh, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video is just to say, you know what, Nintendo should be dominating. They should be dominating, but they're not. They're not at this point. They like for example, they aren't being smart for one thing. I don't know how anybody can praise Nintendo as a company when they're not taking advantage of their partnerships, their good relationships with companies like Capcom and Sega. There are a lot of Sega properties that have been long since dormant that Nintendo should just get Sega to go out and make like for instance, let's see what's a good game. So like for Capcom, Nintendo should just make a partnership with Capcom to release Power Stone 3. Or for Sega, I'm trying to think what's a good Sega franchise that we haven't seen in a while. I'm trying to think. Well, let's just say Vanquish 2, because Platinum, Platinum and Nintendo, they have a good relationship and everything, and people like Vanquish. I didn't personally like Vanquish, but there was already been a lot of good critical reception to Vanquish. So Nintendo should be getting someone like Platinum to do Bayonetta 3, Vanquish 2, or Capcom to do Power Stone 3, or even bring out another Mega Man. Like they have good relationships with a lot of different studios, a lot of different developers and publishers, but they don't really take advantage of that. And then they don't take advantage of their own roster. I mean, they have good IP that they don't take advantage of. Like, where the heck is Metroid Prime? Where is another Custom Robo? Where is another Golden Sun? I mean, I can go on for days and days, but it's like they are relying too much on Mario, too much on Zelda, too much on the same franchises over and over, and that's why Nintendo is going to continue to fail when it comes to trying to recapture lapsed fans. Fans that have already gone away from Nintendo. People like me who has basically stopped buying Nintendo consoles and stuff and don't play Nintendo consoles simply because there's nothing there for me. I mean, as soon as the Nintendo Switch gets a Pokemon game, gets a Pokemon Stadium game, and get a new Metroid Prime, then maybe I'll buy a Switch. But other than that, I don't really see myself really buying a Switch. But that's all I really wanted to say about the status of the Nintendo Switch. I still believe the Nintendo Switch will suffer the same fate as the Wii U, and I don't think that these sales numbers are that impressive. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. This has been the Negro Shotty. I'm out of here.